In this week's chapter of Bleach, it is time for Zoro versus Pica. Yes, no more clowning around. It's time to bring out the swords and bring out the old school Zoro bandana of badassery. I am so excited about this week's chapter, and almost nothing happened. This was a glorified setup for the battle between Zoro and Pica, but there's some other interesting developments. We got to see the full defeat of Diamante, and it was filled to the brim with symbolism.
Yes, so Diamante was defeated by Kyros, but what we did see in the beginning of this chapter was that fight getting wrapped up, and as Diamante was falling, it seems like he hit the gravestone, or the grave marker, of Rebecca's mom and Kyros' wife, and it knocked him out. And it's very heavy symbolism. It's like the final blow was actually dealt by the mom, which he killed. Dun, dun, dun.
I almost thought that was going to go in a way more violent direction, like the minute it happened.
Like he was going to fall through a spike and he's going to be like, blah!
You know, either that or to like go through the back of his head, blah! Be like, this was the most fucked up violent death in all of One Piece. But no, it kind of goes in a comical direction. He sort of just hits his head on the back of it and gets completely knocked out.
He gets I call it the white eyes. Once you get the white eyes in anime, you're defeated. You're definitely done. He's out of here for the rest of the arc.
But, like, this is still an important scene, if only just the fact that they've actually finally wrapped up the whole Kyros, Rebecca backstory. Everything has come complete full circle, especially with that symbolism moment, which, while cheesy, I actually did appreciate, especially when I actually realized what was going on at that time. But the rest of the chapter is just Pica going on the rampage, exploding, destroying the landscapes of Dressrosa with his spikes, which are going up, and even knocking out the big giant dude and a few other random characters. He even tries to kill Baby 5 in this week's chapter.
Yeah, it seems like Pica is just, he was mad that Diamante got defeated, and they just said, okay, I'm going to swing the tide of this battle, and he just starts fucking up everyone that he can find, pretty much. But he can also move through the ground super fast. I think that's also something we got to see about Pica's abilities. He can like show up anywhere on the island like almost instantly. It's pretty intense. And yeah, he almost kills Baby 5. And what happens? An explosion guy or something gets in there and stops her?
Just pretty much like
people are sacrificing themselves to...
Everybody's just trying to get out of the way at this point because Pica like no longer cares about like any of like the lower level characters anymore. He's pretty much just working with the big four, which they establish in this week's chapter are Bellamy the Hyena, who's still fighting against Luffy. You have Treble, who's hanging out somewhere doing something. And then, of course, we got Pica and Doflamingo here. My favorite thing about this week's chapter is when Zoro finally decides to go on the attack and attack Pica. And he comes up with a lot of really crazy plans. Plans A through E, which is already funny when you think about it, because he decides to go with Plan E, which is the most simplest, which just involves him jumping into the sky and cutting that bastard in half. Zoro's words, not mine. And his plan is amazing. It's basically take car, go to Mom's, kill Pica, have a cup of tea, and wait for all this to blow over.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah, boy!
So, Corey, I think you said it perfectly when you said this was an awesome chapter of One Piece where nothing actually happened, but we got an awesome setup. So, I can't wait for next week's, and it got me pumped because this is one of the big fights of this arc. This is gonna be one of the big fights.
Arguably next to Doflamingo and Luffy, this is the one fight I'm looking forward to the most.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. So, I can't wait for next week's. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5, no questions asked.
No questions asked either. 5 out of 5. Zoro's about to go into beast mode, putting on the bandana, which frankly I think is the coolest thing ever. And I was telling you this before the review, not 2 weeks ago, I was literally thinking this out loud to myself. Why has Zoro not used the bandana in a long time? And he is back. The Pirate Hunter! Roanoa Zoro. Check it out, guys. 5 out of 5 chapter. Kick ass.
Check it out, guys. Thank you so much for watching our review. Until next time, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We have an Amazon link you can support the channel with. We have a PayPal link if you just want to donate. What else? We have a podcast called The Powerful Nerdcast. Check that out. We're going to put a link to that somewhere in the video description and as a button you can click at the end of this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, Super Kami Guru 9000 out.